just a moment. Let's see what we got. Alright, so we are gonna check our settings, make sure everything's the best we can have. I like to have my sound effects on, music volume a little lower, that's fine, not worried about controls. Alright, so you can see here I've done most of these, haven't finished up Suicide, but we are gonna start from the beginning and work forward from there. So we're going to start on our Class D planet, which I do believe is Mars. Well, at least it looks like Mars. So we're going to start as Phaedra Base 29. Why 29? I don't know. That's just what I went with. I don't know if things like change too much based on what it looks like. That's alright. I have never started in a spot like that, so let's do it. I do enjoy this game. I am, of course, not the best at it, but I am more than happy to have failures. Although it does suck when your base dies on easy mode. But if you don't know how the game works, that's okay. That's how you learn. Especially in a game like this, where the tutorial doesn't prepare you quite as much as it could. That's alright. So, I hit the tab key because it starts here for showing tops. Let's see here. First thing we need to do is start our airlock. So I want to build most of my base out this way. Do keep in mind that your people are dying pretty much the whole time this is happening. So I like a larger airlock. We're going to connect those two. It's going to flip that around. The game is fairly intuitive on how it's going to work. It doesn't let you do things that don't make any sense to the game, of course. So we do have a limited amount of supplies, which is fine. We are going to get things started. So I can use my plus and minus keys to change how fast things happen. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Apparently I should have looked at the control scheme. That's on me. So we are going to... Is that my power collector over here? No. But I can over here. My ship's kind of in the way. It won't let you build certain things too close. So I want my solar panels a little further away from my base. And then we are going to do the water extractor. Because you gotta have the water, you gotta have the power. So we're increasing the game speed. Because eventually, my people are going to die. I can recycle this and give myself some more materials. Right now we're doing okay. But the literal next thing we are going to make is the canteen. Right here. Alright. So now they're going to get oxygen. We're going to have some power built up over time. This is good. Next step, we need a mine. If we don't have mines, we can't make more materials. So these guys need oxygen. There's only one airlock at the moment, so they have to take turns going through there. I will build more, probably branching off this way or this way, but for now, this is what we got. Next, I need water. So inside my canteen, I am going to edit it, add in a table, and water. You can hold down shift to place more than one of an item at a time. You just gotta remember with this game, you have constraints. You have only so many items. And while you have food on board, you don't have a lot of food. Okay, next step, processing plant. I want to try and have room for another airlock. I'm not sure which side I'm going to put it on yet, so I'm going to set this guy over here. It's not going to have a lot of room, and that's okay because I don't have a lot of materials. So we do have milestones in-game. Click on base management, click on milestones. It's going to tell we survived one day. So some of these are kind of fun to get to, some of them are less fun. I find it kind of hard sometimes to reach that 300 population. So I want a metal processor here. And now I'm going to build my farm dome. I think I'm going to make it kind of a medium-sized one. As you can see, it takes 5 metal plus 1 metal for the connection, and I've got 3, but I can recycle my ship and get more. So that's not a big deal. But that means all of these items are going to sit out and they will slowly decay over time. So now my guys want to sleep, but I don't have a place for them to sleep. I usually make dorms later. I want to get things started. They will just go inside and find a random spot to lay down. And that's okay by me. Because dorms can only have one connection, so they're kind of, it's a dead end. Just like it says there, same for sick bays. So you do kind of have to be careful about where you place them, because then you can't build more things. At least not connected to that. So now we've got our biodome. Now we got to start, well, making things. So you got to keep in mind what your keep in mind what your colonists are. Stats. I have 2 biologists. So I really don't want to do more than 3 things. So this makes starch. So we're going to have a pea pad. I'm going to do a tomato pad as well. I'm going to put a medicinal pad down. Sometimes this messes me up early game, and that's okay. Because when they're tending it, they're not growing food. I'm going to put this up. It's a way to kind of improve morale in game. I'm going to put that up as well. We've got plenty of bioplastic. Not really worried about it. Let's see. Just kind of going to let things go for a little bit. Do I have... That's not the button I'm looking for. Base management, stats, do I have a medic? I do. Our workers can get hurt in the mine, and I don't want them to be a dead end, so we're going to build our sick bay on this side. I only need a little one. I don't need much, but I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it right now. as we progress through planets, because we are going to do full clears on each planet, or at least attempt to do such a thing. As we do that, it will be progressively more difficult starting conditions. Let's see here, let's put our mill maker down. 1, 2, another table. That will be a good start. Excellent. We can always use a bioplastic, we'll set that in. Okay. Let's see, I could use a water tower. Let's go ahead and get that bad boy built. Resources. Yes, you will have to manage your resources carefully. Self-sufficiency obtained. That is a good start to the game. Okay. I do have a fairly large building area right here, which I like a lot. I'm gonna hold in my middle mouse button and look around a bit. Kind of rotate things the way I like it. And now I have to consider whether or not, or where rather, I am going to put a dorm. I think I'm going to build most of my energy and such out this way. I used to put my ports and landing pads on the outside, but it turns out that's actually fairly difficult and you get raiders a lot. It's very difficult to control where they're coming in from. So now I usually do kind of a large circle with my landing ports inside of them. And I have found that has helped tremendously in preventing my base from being overrun and taking a long time to figure out where the heck those guys are coming from. So we're going to set you here. Our people do not want to walk far to go to work. So you kind of want to keep their sleeping areas as close as possible to them, but you can't really control where they decide to sleep for a day, so that's something else to keep in mind. Okay, put another dead-end item out here. Like an airlock, I could. We'll see how it goes. Probably put another power collector out here. Or turbine. Because power is usually one of the more difficult things. So I'd rather have more power saved up, because this is going to work for a while. It will slowly go down. That's what these spares are for. I'm going to have to build a storage area soon. I will probably put one here, security, and then an airlock right about here, and then put some landing pads. We will see how that goes. Alright, so I have this, and now I need a bunk bed. It annoys me that if I did it all the way around, there would be like a gap right here. So it doesn't perfectly fit. It bothers me. Not a lot, but it does bother me. Okay. Let's get that started. Someone go fix my bot. Oh, both of my bots are down. That's okay. An engineer will go fix them at some point, theoretically. This little guy is an engineer. No, you're a medic. Ah, there's my engineers. Or workers. I don't know what you are. have engineers, right? Can't have this game without engineers. They're just being weird. So, in this game, people don't want to move to your base if they think it's a crappy place to live. Which is fair. If I thought it was a crappy place to live, I wouldn't want to live there either. Okay, so we're working on fixing our bots. Carrier bots are really nice to have because if they are moving things for your colonists, then your colonists are not doing that work, and it actually makes them happier. They feel like that work is below them, they really just don't want to do that work. Okay. So our food's getting a little low. So we need to put... Oop. So there's no one here. I am going to disable my airlocks, that way people can't leave. This is one of the events that happen in-game. I'm just gonna speed it up. If my colonists were outside, they would actually get hurt. But for now, we are just going to disable it. We're not going to get any energy, so we're going to have to make it through the night with what we got here. Unless the sandstorm ends early, in which case we might get some power. It'd be nice if I had a wind turbine built, but that's not what I decided to make today, so... Good times. Okay, so it's fading out. We're going to go ahead and uncheck that. Alright, now we're going to be building up some power. This one might get full before end of day, but we'll see. I will connect these two because if a meteor hits, say this, not only am I completely out of power, if I was generating any other power, it wouldn't connect here because it would knock out the connection. So having it in two different places is a good plan. This is a cover all your bases game. If you don't do that, you're gonna have some regrets. Alright. So I'm going to get 2 more bunk beds made before I build another part to our base. So I want everyone to at least have some happiness. But I do want to get my storage built so I don't lose any of these items. And in general, just to make life a little easier in-game. So the colonists are just going to kind of stand around. We're going to leave the game sped up. Power storage is low. Yes, yes I know. Suppose I could build a wind turbine and then do storage. I just try to be really, really careful with the amount of food I am producing because it is very easy to overlook things, and this game is not always forgiving. Right. Got a lot of people not doing anything, but there's nothing for them to do, thankfully. We don't really want the medic doing stuff, because that means other people aren't working. Got some spare metal. Metal's pretty much just gonna sit in there. So, we've got 2. Let's go ahead and build the largest wind turbine we can. Turbine, turbine. Potato, potato. So we'll get that going. Does mean we're going to use our spares more often. That's okay. energy management is very, very important. If you run out of energy, your stuff all goes dark. So plants, they will start to be in need of repair, but your colonists aren't going to do anything about it because there's nothing they can do. You won't be getting any water. They're going to run out of oxygen. So you'll probably lose a couple of colonists. Well, let's be honest, I will probably lose a couple of colonists because every now and then, just like the food issues, I will kind of forget what we need. But the game is happy to remind you with people dying. Alright, just need one more metal. We've got this guy working on it. Once I build a landing pad, I'll be able to get more colonists, but that's going to be a few days out. Everything's in decent repair at the moment. I have 8 food coming in pretty much every day and a half. I've got some leftover food. I might need to increase our food rate. Processing plant, want storage. Could do a large one, that would take a long time. It's questionable whether or not that's what I want to do. I will do a medium instead. It's a good start. You can always build more storages later. I'm not going to connect this at first because sometimes your engineers will get caught on the inside of these. And I have one engineer. I don't want to do that. So they're usually going to go to the connection first. If you build multiple things at a time, they're going to go to the spot closest to them. Doesn't always make sense to me, but that is Planetbase. Let's see. Get my storage up and running. I'll set my security center right here, and then put the airlock right out here. That way I've got room to build around. Okay. Back to airlock. Yeah, it's gonna take a little while. That's okay. The game does have other options for some of these. You can actually make larger solar panels and turbines, but you have to buy these blueprints. So trade is a big factor in this game. And with trade comes raiders, which is why I want to have an enclosed area for my ports, so that way I don't have to worry about putting security on the outside, because they can only land in the middle, and I want to have 1, maybe 2 spots for them to actually enter my base and have security waiting for them. Some people will play with their domes covered. You can press tab to cover or uncover them. I like seeing what my colonists are doing inside. Because I'm nosy, I guess. I don't know. It's also a cleaner look as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so we got our power going. Wind turbine's doing pretty good. Solar panel's doing okay. Just need a few more resources. So your mine can have up to 3 workers at a time. If you want your people to focus on one particular thing, because it's workers for both here and here, you simply upgrade the priority. And if there's work to do in here, they will prioritize it over going to the mine. So we'll set this as a priority. I have 3 workers. So 2 will work inside and 1 will go outside. Or he'll do other stuff because some of the priorities in-game is weird. Hi Ginger, how's it going? Sorry I didn't notice that at first. Have you ever played Planetbase? Or do you know anything about this particular game? I'm doing alright. Just chilling, playing one of my favorite Mars survival games before I go back to work. How are you doing today? Okay, just one more resource, but we gotta wait for this guy. Doing good here, doing good there. On P-pad, there we go. Get this storage facility up and going. Then I can build my security center. Well, control center is what it's called, but it's a security center. Cameras on the domes. Are you referring to when you build the security monitors in the control center? And they can watch some of the domes? Oh, right. Is this what you're talking about? When you click on this and you can just, like, be really, really creepy to your colonist? That's the one. Yeah. I mean, this isn't a bad view. Though it does only allow you to really look at one at a time. I like to have a more overall view of my base because that's how you check the meals. Interesting. Let's see, let's increase the speed again. So like, while they're eating, just to see what it is they're working on. Since you can't actually click on the things from here. To be fair, his meal looks better than what I've been eating for lunch. I never considered using it specifically for that purpose before. So, yeah. Yeah, pretty sure basic meals and maybe salads are all we're gonna have at the moment. Because I have peas, tomato, lettuce. If I put wheat in, I'm pretty sure we can get pasta. But for right now, I don't really care about malnutrition. Malnutrition? Yeah. My words aren't that great in the mornings. might be able to get away with another starch plant. Maybe go ahead and do wheat since it is a slow grower. Might be able to handle that. Yes, words are hard. Let's see. Control center is going to be a major point for me, so I do think I'll do a smaller one on this side and put a bigger one on the other side. There we go. Cool. Yeah. In retrospect, that was terrible timing. That's okay. I could just cancel the placement and not have to deal with them getting hurt. That wouldn't be any fun. That could have sucked. Oh, did you land on some of my items? Wonder if I just lost stuff there. That's probably the fastest sandstorm I've seen in a long time. Except now 38 during the day. Yeah, this is just a fresh playthrough. Gonna pretty much do completionist in order on each of the worlds. Although, to be fair, I've never actually completed the Suicide Planet, but some days you just have nothing better to do than cry over a video game. Let's finish building you before I build that connection. Which reminds me, let's slow this down so I can actually click on you. Condition is still excellent. You are excellent. I don't tend to rush a robotics build. So once these guys get lower on their integrity, I'll just recycle them so that way I actually get something out of them. Thank you for working for the colony. I will now use your innards to progress. Need more starch. Rather they focus food, so we're gonna go ahead and recycle that. We can add it back in later. Spare some of my medical stuff inside. Got 7 left. I know, it's pretty great when they do it there, but I'm rarely quite that lucky. That's alright. These guys signed up to go to another planet. They surely didn't think that just 2 robots were gonna get them through. Someone was gonna have to carry something at some point. Pretty good on my food production at the moment. Although I do... Let's see, basic. Yeah, here's salad, okay. Well, maybe they won't die of scurvy. So we got our control center going up. So we'll build that connection there. Yay, connections. Right. So I'll put in airlock here. How's my water tank doing? Oxygen generator use 1.5. Do have a full water tower, but eventually that's going to be overworked. That's alright. Put you there. My oxygen generator. To do a large one or a little one, that is the question. Go big or go home. Get those two set up. Which reminds me, still excellent. You are. I have to slow down the game again. Probably. Can't click that fast. You get fixed one more time. And I'm gonna recycle it. What are you doing? What are our stats at? Good, that's not bad. Surviving Mars. I do play that on occasion. I'm fairly new to streaming, so I actually have not streamed it. It is not a game I'm as familiar with. There's a lot more moving parts in it than Planetbase, so it's one I have to focus on more. But yes, I do play it on occasion. The first couple of times I played it, I got really weirded out by the concrete idea. Don't ask me why, that was just me. Being me. Pretty weird, so. Stuff happens. Let's see here. Got our spares going in. Gonna want to build that workshop fairly soon. It is a fun game. I like the exploration aspect. The tornadoes are fun and interesting to deal with. If I recall correctly, you can get your independence from Earth in it, or at least in one of the updates. Which I feel like I did the last time I played it for more than a couple of hours. It's definitely got some good mechanics, or at least interesting ones. Yeah, yeah, I think it is the fact that it's just laying in the ground and you put out some rollers and they come back in. I just... feels weird. But I also don't work in the concrete industry, so maybe that's exactly how it actually goes. I like the mechanic that you shouldn't put certain structures near the concrete because of the dust it generates. I think that was really good of their dev team to add that in. It's a nice touch. Just makes sense. It's kind of something if, was it Madruga? The developers of Planetbase, I'd love to see if they ever did a Planetbase 2, if they could incorporate something like that into it. Let's turn you off, you don't need to be wasting energy. Rockets as well, yes. I would like to be able to actually send out ships, maybe do explorations to the new worlds that we unlock. That would be an interesting concept. And for some reason that just makes me want to play Dawn of Man, but I am going to play through Planetbase before I go through Dawn of Man. Yeah. You do not need to be on, you can turn off as well. I'm sure there's various mods for Planetbase that have some of those features, but I haven't looked into mods for this game. I do play some of my other games modded, but Planetbase, I really just enjoy the base game. Okay, we've got our airlock, we've got that. Let's put out our first landing pad right here. Next build is probably going to be a processing plant, or factory, rather, not processing plant, like right there. That reminds me, where's this bot? Need to live a little bit longer. Definitely adjust. Yeah, my landing permissions. Okay. How do I want to do this? You usually want more biologists, less medics. Engineers are okay. I don't need them early game. That should be a good start for now. Get some more people in here eating my foods. Put another one of those in, and an extra table. How are you doing? You're fine. It's my carrier bot. Carrier bot, where are you? Ah, I missed him. Stick him. You're right there. Nope. We carry that, and we are just going to recycle you. Trader? Calling us. What we got now? Security? You look like security. Yep. Right, let's see, so we've got a good start with our food. Let's get another bed or two built in. Trading ship has landed. Once I hit 10 colonists, I'll probably turn off colonist landing permissions because I really don't want, let's see, 60% commission, jeez dude. Necessarily need to buy any more at the moment. That you have never done? What is it that you haven't done before, Ginger? I don't need anything from you. Oh, deleting a bot. Oh yeah. When they just disintegrate on their own, I don't think you actually get anything back from them. I could be wrong there, but I've never noticed, like, when they go away, they just go away. But if you delete them on your own, then are you a worker? You look like a worker. Yes. At least you get something out of them. So we're gonna turn off our colonists for now, just to make sure we're not going to go over our food for a couple of days. You do still get the bioplastic and metal when they die? I'll just let the constructor bot die and we'll double check that theory. It may have been an update since the last time I played, because it's been a couple months. Or I just didn't pay attention before. Let's see, so I have another biologist, so I can get away with putting my medicinal pad back. Early game, I like to have medicinal plants just to sell, because you don't normally run through your medical supplies too fast. I'm gonna pop a potato here. And then I'll hold off on the onion pad. Okay. So we still got food there. You lose the semiconductor. You know, I didn't get a semiconductor from that, so I think you just don't get it at all. But yeah, I guess you do still get the bioplastic and the metal used. Be too nice of the game to give us back the semiconductor. It's got its limits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're good there. Ah, I wish. 50% commission's not too bad. I will probably trade for their spares just to make sure I have extra. Let's see. If I give you all 8, what should I take from you? Let's do that. And some coinage. Can I have that? No. Fine. Sure, why not? It's time to start building some more stuff anyway. New trading ship. Let's build our factory. First little base factory. I can go a little bit bigger. Get a good start on that. Still doing pretty good on energy. Food is still increasing, so that's good. I'm just gonna take the bioplastic straight out there, which is fine. Keep an eye on our little constructor bot. How you doing, bud? It'll be a little while before he dies. Two more plastics. Oh, you know what? I can use you because I can do... Yeah. So that means I'll have to build a telescope, but that's okay. I'd like to have a little more warning on my sandstorms. Just realized I didn't really build in an option for an anti-meteor laser, but that's okay. Worst that can happen is they can kill all my colonists by landing on the dorm at night. Trader Joe's. Oh look, a semiconductor. 60% commission, man. I'm gonna pay you almost double. Well, my math is bad, but that's fine. Dismiss. I try not to trade if the commission is over 50%. Unless I really, really need something. Let's see how we're doing water-wise. You're fine. You're fine. Definitely time for that. Alright, build that. Manufacturing limits. Yes, I know. Nope. Did I get him before he went outside? No, I didn't. Cool. I'll just go inside and work. Stay out of the sandstorm. Oh. I'm dumb. I have a security center. I can do this. Clearly, if you want pro gameplay, you should definitely watch someone else. There you go. No alert. Why are you not happy? I guess that's fair. Okay. How often, or how quickly do you try to go for building robots and getting their blueprints? I've always thought of them as a more late game item. Let's see, spares first. Manufacturing limits. Day 15's good. And it's a good start. 5 single guns. Just don't. 15. 5. 15. As soon as possible. They're meant to be doing. What? Just want them to be jack of all trades. It makes them grumpy. It makes me happy. Hey Devious, how's it going, man? Let's see here. That's a cool looking ship. What is your commission, sir? 35%, that's not bad. Excuse me. Give me some of this. I'll give you a couple of my veggies. I do see what you mean though, Ginger. So, since it's not something I normally do, I guess I can try that out this game. Let's go ahead and get a semiconductor foundry up as soon as possible. Alright. Allow more colonists to land in. Get a little more help. Put another bed in. Go up to 15 colonists. That's true, Devious. And when I start to get a couple more people, probably about once I hit 20, that is when I will build cabins. I'm probably going to build a couple off of this factory here. Early game, I try to build up and get a good solid foundation and then start working more on morale. But I also understand that if people don't like living and working in my base, that new colonists really aren't going to show up. Dorms are late game for you. That is also fair. But we'll see how it goes. Try to kind of balance a little bit out the morale needs for my colonists versus the amount of production I want them to do. But I'll add in a cabin over here once I finish filling up this dorm. Let's see. 12. Let's see. Energy's fine. Water's okay. Bioplastics do I have? Not a lot. Some more workers in here, I think. Let's get another metals processor in here. Bioplastics, because we already know we're gonna probably need them. I'll have a dedicated factory placed over here because I'm gonna build up some more mines along this line here. And this will probably eventually turn into like a bioplastics processing center. So I'll build a larger farm dome out this way. Don't mind my words, I'm just bad at them. Let's see. 55. Should be able to keep up with 1 or 2 more additions pretty easily. Just workers are fine. I've got my 1 guard, I've got medics. I don't know why I have 2 medics, but I have medics. Engineer. 2 biologists and workers. So now I have my spares going up, I got my semiconductors going. Let's see. I do build a cabin. Let me get a robotics and try and build a cabin a little further back. Not sure how I want to do that quite yet. Do want to be careful with oxygen needs. Could build a cabin this way. I'll put oxygen gens as close to beds as possible, especially dorms. Yeah, that's true. This one is in an awkward position. At least I didn't put any trees in here like I've done before. I just completely messed up my dorms. Let's see, got some more workers. Probably gonna run into some food issues shortly, but not worried about it too much at the moment. Maybe I'll put in a small oxygen generator here and then build off some cabins off of that. And still leave this space for other stuff. I can put that out this way. If I actually planned out my bases, I'd probably do a lot better and actually get through the completionist earlier. But, let's see. Or the completion of each world a little earlier, but I just want to have fun. And if that means sacrificing a colony of 20 to 30 people at a time, so be it. Exactly, Ginger. That's when you go, just what was that dev thinking? Let's get another water extractor. Build back along there. And let's see how I'm doing with my colonists. Still have that one body still hanging out. He should die here fairly soon. So 6 biologists, 7 workers, so I could be producing a lot more than I currently am, but I want to get this water extractor up before I build too many more plants. I'll leave you on. I didn't realize I had that all the way up, but that's fine. Turn colonists off for a little bit just to make sure we don't run out of food, because that would be my luck. You could recycle. That's true, Devious. We're actually doing a little bit of an experiment, because Ginger here remembers that the bots will just give back the bioplastic and the metal when it dies. I figured you had to recycle it, so we're just gonna check it out. If I lose one bot and don't get anything out of it, that's not a big deal. What is your commission? You are 60%. Jeez, dude. I don't even want to sell you my medicinal plants because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Could you guys build this last thing? That would be great. Thank you. Where is he? Is he still here? Let's see. Where's my bot? There he is. Sorry about that, Devious. I've got, I think well, emojis are supposed to be allowed, but I think he just did too many in a row. Give me a second. Streamlabs, please. I don't mind emojis. I just want to try and prevent any spam. I've seen it in other streams and it annoys me. So I figure if it's my own place, oops, there goes that connection. Let's see here. Settings. Moderation. Give me a second. I do have hyperlinks blocked. Verification's off. I don't care about that. Don't care about this. Terms of phrases. Is this? Not worried about you either. Give me a second. Hopefully no one dies while I'm looking at this. Streamlabs, please. Alright. Yeah, I'll get that fixed before I stream again. Sorry about that, Devious. I just can't remember offhand where I actually set that. It's newer software for me, so I don't know. This is a learning experience for me. Trading ship. You are also 60% commission. But I am down to 1 medicine. So... ugh. That's irritating. Just keep 1 in reserve. Let's see here, where's my lab? I know labs can have offshoots, but I prefer to have them as a dead-end type facility. Simply because it takes away... yeah. Let's do a bitty one up here. Really want it to be that bitty? That's a little too itty bitty, I think. Let's try that again. No. Oh my god. No protein for you guys, I just want to make medicine. Okay. Oh, I've got that up and running, so now I can increase stuff in my biodome, because we are running a little bit lower on food than we were. But I will put up another medicine pad. I can't remember what I built already, but that's alright. Get some more fast starch in. I've got enough biologists to handle it. Because I'm not going to be putting any meat creations up there, so I don't really care. Put mushrooms in. I think that's a protein. I don't know. We'll just go all over the place with that. Should be enough to get my bioplastic up and running. Still have a telescope console, but no telescope. That's okay. Two of you. I think I have 2 medics, so I can have 2 running at a time. I think I'm gonna keep going for about another half hour, then I gotta get ready for my job, I guess. But, we'll see how far we can go in this little bit. I am concerned by how far down my vegetables are going, so hopefully that will fix it. Got some bioplastics. Do I really want to buy a bioplastic? You're 65% commission. Not really feeling it. Could give you some spares, I suppose. Decisions. Let's see. Am I in that dire need of these items? Wood. Kind of a waste of the metal I used to build them in the first place, though. Go away. Hey, I'm gonna remember this time. I wonder if they get hurt when they're in the mine during these sandstorms. I don't think they do. I think they get injured when they're going from the mine to the airlock. They should just shelter in place. What's up, buddy? You should be dying here fairly soon, so we're just gonna kinda keep an eye on you. Do you get 1 more repair, or are you dead at this one? Yep. Yeah. This is why I can't snipe in games. Call of Duty whiz, I am not. Well, Ginger, we should get our answer on this guy here fairly soon. Okay. He did just disappear, but did we get anything from him? I don't think we did. Did you see Ginger? I lost track of the little dude. No, wait, he's still here. Did I click off somehow? Nope. He got fixed. He has one more life. This dude's like a cat. Can you rename them? No. That would be a fun feature. Being able to name your colonists and droids and stuff. Well, bots, not droids. Okay. Food slowly going back up. Wheelmaker's working overtime. Those going, so now we can actually build or make medicine. Energy. Debating. You're 40% commission. That's not bad. I've got 3 semiconductors. You're a driller bot. That would be nice to have. I'd rather have... Good point. Thanks, Ginger. Should I buy the bot or should I just save up for the blueprint when the blueprint finally rolls around? I don't really think I have enough to buy the bot, so... Never mind. Hey. It's not bad. Lower our game speed. Well, he's at excellent condition, so when I see his little yellow wrench symbol, I'll slow down the game speed and see what happens when he dies. Oh boy. Okay. We'll pop a telescope out there. I think. Do I put more food down? Lettuce, tomato. Do a lettuce pad here. Close something. Still didn't manage to close the window I wanted to, but that's okay. You were doing your little thing. Some of the early game grind is just not a whole lot of fun, but that's alright. It's kind of fun to think about the logistics of it. Let's do radio antenna. I want the telescope. It's 4 metal. That's okay, I got 5. Boom. Should have enough semiconductors. Go for the bots. This is true. Once I build this, I'm going to check and see how my energy's doing through a night or two. And then I will build the robotics factory. And I'll keep an eye out for the blueprint for that driller bot. Because of all the bots, I do think the driller bot is the most useful, although it is also nice to have the carrier bots, so that way things just move a little faster. Yes. least now my guard will have something to do. Hopefully there's only one guard. Let's see how many guards I got. Yeah. Biomedics, got 3 engineers, got 8 biologists. Definitely about time for a new farm dome, because I can handle the workload. What you got for me? 55% commission. Go away. That's not bad. Let's do facility. Probably just gonna do a small one. And let's get that first cabin built. Based off the oxygen generator. There we go. 10 resources each. I think. Is my math that bad? My math is terrible. Never mind. Forget I said that. Let's see if we can get this up and running before I have to get ready for work. We're fine. Everything's fine. Do I even have enough beds? Probably not at the moment. That's okay. Exactly. Thank you, Ginger. If I had a cookie to give you, you would get a cookie. Wind turbine is really doing just all the work for us at night. Really appreciate it. Question is, how well would we survive at night if there was no wind? To build another power collector or build another wind turbine? That is the question. I've always found it interesting how they decide where they're actually going to take the materials they pick up. 60% commission, jeez, man. Don't have anything to give you, so doesn't matter. Workers. Workers do I have at the moment? I'm sure there's a hotkey I could hit, but don't worry about that. 7 workers, so 4 here, 3 there's not bad. I suppose. I think carrier bots are the ones that come in first. So it's not gonna be too bad. Should be able to get the workers off of carrying stuff around momentarily. Keep them focused for a little bit. But getting that robotics facility. Oh, damaged irreversibly. Hey, right. It does indeed generate his metal and bioplastic. Experiment successful. And Ginger's hypothesis is correct. Facility. I'm going to put a bed in the cabin and then build my first workshop. And then I guess an auto repair would be nice. There we go. That's all of the plastics I currently have. Doing okay energy-wise. Spares are fine. Okay. Trading ship. Aw. I'd love to get this early game, but it's really difficult to get that early game, in my experience. Do I have anything I want to sell you? Probably not. Yeah. Oh, you fit there. Let's see. Painting one metal. Couple more colonists in. Though I know I'm pushing it a little bit on that. Yeah, the amount of starch I'm getting is not great. Essentially what happens is I build the large, air quote, biodome first, and I make it a mixed production. But I'll build a larger biodome here shortly, actually, and turn this one mostly into starch production. Though I'll probably keep the couple medicinal plants I've got in here. And the other biodome will be mostly just regular produce with a little bit of starch mixed in. Because I do want to start upping my bioplastics production. And that's when I'll switch these two out for bioplastic processors and have my metal processing facility over here and a couple mines over here. That's the balance that I find works for me, but who knows. Turn that off for now, though I'm still doing pretty good on my food production. Yeah, because definitely our bioplastics production is hurting us at the moment, but so is our mine. But once I get that driller bot blueprint, should be able to work pretty darn well. Have you going? But it seems I really want another solar panel. Go for a big one. We're just gonna hope that I don't have to turn anything off in the process. Well, hello, metal. Of course. Oh, you can have that. Are you a driller bot? You are. Too many, Ginger. I definitely think I have too many. I think I'm at 7 or 8 at the moment. Almost a full third of my colony. Can I get that? That would be difficult. So I don't think it's gonna happen. Can I have this? No. Okay. I will take that. That carrier bot going. Not really worried about that. Wasted. Let's see. Biologist. How many do I have? I do. I have 8. 8 biologists, 9 workers, 3 engineers. What's cracking is currently my energy production. Hopefully it'll resolve itself in the next day or so in game, but we'll find out. Let's adjust these landing permissions a little bit. Turn you on. Take my biologist down a hair and put it into engineers. I have 8, which is more than enough for this one little spot. I could have my lab producing meat. I really hate to reward my guys with protein. Let's see. Did I leave that on? Yeah, we'll leave that on for a moment. Get that carrier bot up and running. 5% period. Yeah. Yes, I know power storage is low. Working on it. May have to turn off my factory for a minute or the landing pad, one or the other. We'll see if I can get enough resources out here. It's mine at 5% for medic. 3 is plenty for what I'm doing, so we'll get more workers, get my mine going better, get all this running. It's not too bad. I do also like having them at 5% for medics and bodyguards. Early game, having more medics can help out. Again, that is a personal opinion, and there's a sandstorm going. Nice and early. Your constructor bot, not really worried about you. But you have a couple more of these. And I'll take some money from you. Not really worried about it though. I'll let them die in the sandstorm. So you have 10 spares for the moment. As they consume metal, you can temporarily turn it off. This is true. I do have my manufacturing limit set for spares at 10, so hopefully we're not gonna have to worry about that too much. I have enough now to get through that, but yeah, I think we are actually going to completely disable this. I have built my bot. I'm gonna turn this stuff off to get through the night. Otherwise, we're gonna have a bad time. How you doing, Viv? Yeah. That's okay. Tomorrow we should have plenty to get through. Just gotta make it through this night, which is probably not gonna happen. Let's disable you. Get a little bit out of it. We might make it through the night. Oh, yes, I am aware. If I do run out of power, it's just going to be very brief in the morning. It just sucks. You don't really use enough power for me to care about. Come on. Do the thing. Oh, look at that. Hey, that worked out. Just turn you back on. Turn everything back on. Except for that one. I don't need that one at the moment. I think that's the closest I've gotten to losing power and a night of not actually losing power. Let's get some more beds in this cabin. get one more? No, that bothered. Oh! Haha! Nice. Alright, so that should get morale up a little bit. I do have a carrier bot going, another one being built, so that should help things there. I will want... Let's do another view. What do you want? 40% commission is not bad. Are you? You are carrier bot. Just sell some medicine for monies. That'll work. Okay. Get a little bit extra cash going. Get this power collector going. They're the same size. Okay. For some reason I was thinking this middle one here was smaller than the other ones. But luckily that was not the case. Alright. Once this is built, I think I will build a farm biome here, larger than this one. Metal, bioplastic, and consumption for both too. So right now I have a little joint bioplastic metal section. This will turn into just bioplastic when I build this next farm dome. This will turn to just starch production for the most part. I could probably switch a couple more out for starch already, since I'm doing pretty good on my food production at the moment. Turn colonists off for now, see how we're doing at 30. Dun, 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 dun. Right now, these are the things eating metal, just my spares workshop, semiconductors, and bot workshop. I've only really got those going at the moment. Bioplastics being used by spares and semiconductor and bot as well. But I'm also using bioplastic to make medicine at the moment. So I'll have my power collector up and running here in a second. As for the actual stats of what I'm doing, that is a good question. Little productions. Meh. Starch. Bioplastic. If I actually understood how to read this chart, it'd probably make a lot more sense, but I don't. So, let's see. Do have limits set. Hopefully that does help. 40% commission. Do want to keep at least a couple of these in stock. Of course, if you have any hints or helpful tricks, let me know. I can always take constructive criticism and advice. As to whether or not I follow it, that's completely different. I am somewhat honoring. But that's just who I am as a person, and I acknowledge that. This is true, Devious. As Ginger pointed out previously to me, I don't normally go for bots early game, despite how long I've been playing this game. I just like to make life difficult on myself, so this robotics factory is actually a very early game for me compared to what I normally do. So I'm going to try and get drill bots and get things working a little bit better so I can have more mining going on and increase that production of metal. I am very guilty of building too fast early game, and it's usually what kills my colonies. I think because this is the easy planet, I've just kind of done whatever because, well, it's the easy planet. Once you've played it for a while, you can kind of get away with it. But it definitely does kill me on the last 2 difficulty planets. It makes life a lot more difficult. So, let's see. I am guilty of complacency, as are many people, so I don't take this one to be too much of a challenge. It's just, have you tried the challenges? I think I've tried a couple. It's been a while since I've actually tried a challenge. Do believe I enjoyed the first one I did, and then for whatever reason I did not continue doing them. I'm certainly not opposed to doing them. I think I'll at least hit completion for the first planet, and then I might go into a challenge. Let's see how that goes. 65% commission. Go away. Okay, got my energy up. Got 3 bots playing around, and a 4th on the way, so that should help things. Yeah, my bioplastics could definitely use some work. I'm not sure why I'm having issues suddenly with my production here. Do you terraform the land before building to make space? Well, to be fair, did not know terraforming is an option. Is that a newer thing? I had not heard of terraforming in this game. I know if you build close to these that they just kind of disappear. Are you saying that we can terraform things like this? Like the mountains off to the side? Because I just happen to have a spawn that allowed a decent amount of space here. Huh. I truthfully never realized that terraforming. Small mountain peaks you can. Yeah, like building into like spaces like this, I've seen it flatten. You just gotta be kind of careful where you place things. But like I could probably get away with moving some of this down. But it's not something I go out of my way to try. Let's see. Get some metal and some bioplastics building up. Let's see, I think I'll set up at least one more thing to start building, and then I'm going to end the stream. Right now I've only really been planning to stream Planetbase on Sunday mornings. At least it's, well, Sunday mornings, early afternoons. Oh, I see. Next to the cabin. That's interesting. I have not tried to do that before. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, you can have that much, I'll take your coinage. I've known of it as like a game mechanic, but it's not something I've tried to exploit to be able to terraform something like this. They're saying like, pop this guy in here, and then it flattens. Just recycle it and do it again. right on the edge. If the ship has both. Yeah. Not sure it's gonna flatten. Huh. Sure enough, it does. Interesting. That is a new concept I'll have to play around with a little bit. I can see it taking up some time. But it is indeed an interesting concept to try out. Let's see. I'm going to set up a larger biodome to get ready. And then I will have to say goodbye for today and go forward from there. Place it here or here. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. At the moment, at least. Alright. Let's get you going and then probably have workers not doing anything now, so I can add in another mine. Just set up both of those. And an airlock on this side, so I don't have too many choke points right now. There we go. Before the biodome. I've got a couple here. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. I'm not going to fill up this biodome immediately. That is something I will do soon. Anything interesting? Oh, that's 35% commission, so we'll go ahead and snag that ore. Give you a couple of these. My food is running a little bit low, so I'm gonna need to keep an eye on it. I think as long as I leave you off, you'll be fine. How much water is that gonna consume? Shouldn't be too bad. Even at night, I'm generating some pretty decent water. Okay. Alright. So now I've got some metal, or some ore built up. And this is where I am going to stop it for today. Go ahead and save this game. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Alright guys, have a good day.